What's crack-a-lackin' Uncle Hood? Welcome back, baby. Welcome back. Phase 2 is now imminent. I just want to say something before we start. Thank you to each and every one of you. We had a record-breaking week. Without you from coast to coast, none of this would be possible. Before we go any further, in the northwest corner of the studio, the lovely Jessica Sanchez. What's crack-a-lackin', baby?
What's going on, Uncle Mike?
We're back. Episode 2. You excited?
We are.
But before we get there, there's a lot of stuff that we have to talk about. And the first order of business is the TBT. What's the TBT? If it's 2017, you're on social media and you don't know what TBT is, we have a problem. Throwback Thursday, baby. And we're going to throw it back to last week, right here in this studio when we broke it off with our homeboy, Anakin Slade. We knew we had to start it off with a bang, and my homeboy not only blew it off the roof, when he started doing carpool karaoke, I knew that we had a maybe a million view type of video on our hands. And the amount of love that you guys showed us over the past week on the video is just ridiculous. And of course, our headquarters happens to be on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/Coast to Coast Studios, and that's where you will find all the archives, all the back end stuff that the lovely Jessica happens to brew up. We'll throw it in periodically. youtube.com. I mentioned it once, very important. Oh, I knew it, I fucked up. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Apparently this is something I have to say so that people could get the email and it's so much easier and the sponsorship kicks in, I don't know what. So there's a button, I think it's red. Just click that button, baby. Last week we had a little hiccup on the closing of the program. And I would like to say I apologize for that. I was too excited. I didn't know what was going on. My daughter joined me on a new segment that we're trying to kick off. We can't do it this week. You know why? Because she's grounded. Look, this is what happens. If you are 8 years old and you don't listen to your mother, you could get grounded. So what we're going to do is next week, hopefully, if she is back on track, we will be back with 3 minutes with Leah and Bubba. Social media, very important, at Official Tongues on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Facebook.com/The Uncle Mike Show. That's where you will find the fan page. And if you haven't liked the page yet, take a couple of seconds, go click that button. I'm sure we have a few listeners from Facebook Live. And without Facebook Live, I don't know if we would have broke the records that we broke this week. So thank you very much, Mark Zuckerberg, for inventing Facebook. And now we could use it for our platform. Raider Nation, baby. I'm not going to say anything else, but we just acquired a new Raider Nation member. D-Ron from Laval, Quebec. Authentic jersey, number 00. My nephew. Love you, kiddo. Be good. If you're not, jersey comes right the F back. You know that. All right, www.theunclemikeshow.com. Right now, what we're going to do is talk about the second video that we're about to play. What is it? Phase 2. Who is it? Ayman Zahabi. Holy Toledo. We are still in this mobile studio. Jessica Sanchez is overworking us, but when you love something, you don't complain, baby. You just go from interview to interview. And now we are headed to TriStar Gym. Who are we gonna pick up? none other than Ayman Zahabi. He just joined the UFC. I think there's also something happening in his personal life. I ain't gonna talk about it. I'll let him discuss what's the dealio. Okay. You know what I'm gonna try to do one day, you guys? Get Ayman Zahabi, Shaquille Finn, Eric Bizzo, and Jonathan DeBella. All four in the car, and I'm gonna cut off somebody. Can you imagine? Here we are, baby. Pull a quick U-turn. There he is, like a soldier, bro. Soldiered the guy. Here we go. Look at him, bro. The guy's ready to go 6 rounds right now, baby.
What's up, Uncle Mike?
Z, baby.
How are you, brother?
What's up, brother? You okay?
Yeah, man. Great, great. I got you this, man.
Wow, you're kidding me, man. Look at this, guys. Are you kidding me? Look at this. Wow, and this, you know, we don't ask for, but when we receive, thanks, brother.
Oh, my pleasure.
What's going on, brother?
Fuck, not much, man. Chilling.
So, what do you think of this new idea, driving around?
I love it, man.
A couple of questions here, talking about personal life. Wait a minute. First of all, I want to ask something.
Yeah.
From the last time we saw you, something drastic happened. And we're not even mentioning you joining UFC. Something much bigger.
You gotta let all the ladies know.
Come on, tell him. Come on, I'm waiting for this news.
That's it, man. I'm engaged now.
That's it, baby. Selva, what a doll, man.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's a
Yeah?
great girl. Fantastic. Yeah.
Best move of your life, baby.
Yeah,
and now, hopefully, little ones are gonna start running around.
Yeah, December. I told her she's pregnant in December.
Oh my God, that's it. We're mookie. We're working fast.
Yeah, October
so I don't
21st, we're
look.
gonna get married. And
Of
then,
course, I'm not
December,
even.
I'm gonna start working on it.
I'm not even gonna put it on the same pedestal because you know something like this far succeeds your induction to the UFC. But let's not kid ourselves, man. I want to know where you were when I'm assuming your brother, your coach, your mentor called you to tell you, gear up, kid, you're going to the UFC.
Oh, it's crazy. It's a funny story.
Please, this is why we're here.
In September, my brother had texted me. Sean, actually, long story. I'll give you the longer story.
That's why we're here, baby.
Better part of the story.
That's it. Go for it.
Every year we go chalet with my family.
Okay.
Just for 1 week vacation.
Nice.
And I'm sitting there, we're chatting, everyone's talking, and I get a notification on Twitter, a direct message. Whatever, I'll check in a minute. Then I get another direct message. So I got one direct message from 2 different journalists. And so I opened them and they're like, oh, congrats on signing with the UFC. So I didn't sign with the UFC. So I replied back, I'm like, oh, it must be a rumor, I don't know where you heard it from. I didn't sign with the UFC. So then I asked Faraz, I'm like, Faraz, did I sign with the UFC? And he's like, oh no, we didn't sign, but Sean Shelby said he's gonna send the contract soon. So I said, oh, okay. So I didn't sign.
Okay.
Then like late September, so this was like early August. Then late September, Faraz texts me, he's like, Sean Shelby just sent the contract, don't tell anybody. I said, okay.
So what's happening to you right now, though, bro? Because you've been waiting for this, bro, for all your life, you know?
I knew it was coming in the sense that, you know, I did what I had to do. I won the fights I had to win, and I did it with, you know, with the finishes.
Yeah.
So I knew it was going to come soon. And actually, right before that, like in between getting the first messages and then that one, I went to UFC and Sean Shelby asked me when I was ready. I told him, you call me, I'm ready.
For sure.
Yeah. So then my brother texts me, he's like, so he's gonna send the contract at the end of September. I'm like, okay, perfect. He's like, but don't tell anybody. They have to be the ones to announce it. Okay. So I said, of course, you know, I'm not gonna tell nobody. Then 2 minutes later, I get a text message from his wife. Beep beep. Congrats on signing with the UFC. And I was sitting down next to Silva and I hadn't told her.
Wow.
And his wife messaged me, I'm like, fuck this guy. He tells me not to tell anybody. He tells his wife.
Wow. But that's what it is. Silva. So now you learn, man. Yeah. Wives know everything.
Yeah, now they know everything. Good thing I learned that lesson before getting married.
Now you get that phone call. Now the first time you step into the gym, you're gonna be training for your first UFC bout. Yeah. Is it the same training, bro, or is this now on a different level?
It's a different level, man. It's a different level because I stopped working and I do everything I can to be so much better than the last time they've seen me.
Okay.
So I have to work on new things. and I got to make sure that my diet is super clean. Like normally I only diet for 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But for my first UFC fight, I dieted for 7 weeks. You know,
Okay.
I made sure I was super clean so that my cardio could be up, my strength could be up, the weight cut's not gonna be hard, and when I fight, I don't have to worry about, you know, gassing out in round 3. And every round I tried to finish the fight because that's my style. You know, and the guy I was fighting, the guy they gave me, you know, he was really tough. He was really tough, man. He had, you know, 20 fights, and I dropped him, man. You know, I rocked him. I dropped it. Everything I did, he kept coming back.
But when you see the 20 fights,
yeah.
does that intimidate? I'm not going to use the word intimidate because I don't think fighters get intimidated. But like,
no,
you know,
they do, man. They do, man. Any fighter who tells you he's not nervous or something,
you know,
he's
it's
lying.
good to see because look, not I'm going to say you guys are like the 1%ers. Not everybody, bro, could go ding, ding, ding and put on this new mentality of it's survival mode at this point. You know what I mean? Because the gentleman in front of you knows ways to stop you. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So you got to know how to protect yourself.
Yeah.
So if I would ask you, offense versus defense, where do you put a lot of your time in the gym?
Defense, man. Defense wins Super Bowls. It wins UFC championships.
Okay.
Defense wins everything. You know, defense is number one because, as you said, everyone's dangerous. You know, especially the UFC, they're all good and they're all tough. And if you can't protect yourself, you'll never have the courage to be offensive. You know what I mean? So your best offense depends on how good your defense is. Like the best guys who go out there and knock people out, they have amazing defense. You know, Mike Tyson was killing people in 15 seconds, but he also wasn't getting hit in those 15 seconds. You know? I mean, he was so confident that he wasn't going to get touched that he can go in there and take a chance.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is the first fight. I think it was more the nerves than anything, is that when I saw him make a mistake, I didn't rip into him. Usually my other fights, you know, if a guy does a mistake, it's over. I know I'm going to take the chance. But I didn't want to lose. And I didn't want to make too big of a mistake, you know, because I know that everyone was going to watch the first one. Not everyone's going to watch my second fight or my third fight in the UFC, but the first one was big news.
For sure, because this is it. This is what
this
everybody
thing,
knows,
you know?
that, you know, like Amen is there. That's it.
Be everyone's first opinion, even people who've never seen me fight before. The first time they're going to watch the UFC one, and then they're going to base the opinion on how they see me from the first one. So I didn't want to make too many mistakes. So I was not, I don't want to say gun shy because I did throw a lot and I hurt him when I hit him, you know, but I was more gun shy than normal.
Two guys, I want to know what they said the first UFC fight. First, your brother, he's gave you a lot of pep talks, a lot of speeches, a lot of, you know, but that brotherly conversation, I think he could take it one notch higher. If he needs to slap you, maybe I'm sure he would. Hey, listen to me, mother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to know that first fight. What did he tell you? How proud was he? Can you share a little bit about
when
that?
I won, he hugged me. We kissed, you know, I kissed him, and the first thing he told me was, your parents are watching on TV, make sure you thank them on that.
For sure, making sure.
Yeah.
You know,
so I was trying to grab Brian's stand, but he went away with the mic before I can get a chance. But whatever, it happens. But you know, my brother, he never put too much pressure on me for the fight, and when the fight was over, he was happy I won. But there's not much to celebrate. You know, the dream is bigger than the fight.
That's
you know,
what I'm saying. And we've
it's just
had
one fight. You know,
we've sat down with a lot of combatants, either boxing or UFC, and that they always say that the grind, the fun, the atmosphere is training for the fight. The fight itself is just the muscle memory. It's gonna come back. You're gonna go through the steps, but it's what you do to get there.
Yeah, if you don't like the process, man, you're never gonna make it. So I love the gym. I love training, and now I get to do it more. I get to work less now.
Okay,
well,
of course.
You know, I'm not getting paid big bucks, but I'm getting paid more than I was getting paid before.
That's it.
Enough to like just train. So
That's
I don't train many people. I just train myself now.
Firas ruined Silva's introduction to the news. I want to know what Silva felt when she heard that you just made it into the UFC.
Well, she was super excited because when we first started dating, I told her I would never get married until I'm in the UFC.
What a timing, bro!
When I got the UFC news, she was very happy because she knew it was getting closer.
Hey, hello. I waited for this, baby. Come on, let's do this.
So she was jumping for joy for two reasons. You know, one, it's good we have a chance to get married. And
for sure.
You know, I get to live the dream. You know, I told her one day she's gonna have to work for me full time. So that's
sure,
her dream job, to be the
she's
secretary.
Gonna be assistant, secretary, whatever title you want to give. Because you see that this family, but there's something before I forget.
Yeah.
One of your interviews, you used words that I want to bring back.
Yeah.
You said you're ready to carry the TriStar name.
Yeah.
How important is that for you?
Well, it's huge because like George St. Pierre is on his way out. Like, yeah, he's coming back now to do 1 or 2 fights, or I don't know how many. I think maybe sign for 3 fights. I'm not sure, but he's only doing a few more fights, and then he's retired.
Yeah.
So like somebody's gonna push the UFC, the name in the UFC, and I would like to be the next GSP. Like Rory now, he left to Bellator. Not saying anything bad about Bellator. Bellator is amazing in the sense
No, for sure.
They pay great money. They're making headway. They're getting more, notice, in the masses.
For sure.
But the UFC is still the brand, So it's like the McDonald's. If you compare McDonald's to Burger King, McDonald's is still the top.
Absolutely.
So I want to be that athlete that keeps you TriStar in everyone's mind. I want to be that guy. So hopefully people, when they see UFC and TriStar, they think of me.
Doesn't that add a little bit more pressure? Or maybe you're the type of athlete that strives under...
I love pressure. It's the best.
Pressure.
There's nothing like it, man. There's nothing more motivating. There's a life that's uncriticized is not worth living. You need criticism. You need to have feedbacks. People, even if they give you the hard truth, or they give you, sometimes
constructive
it's a little
criticism.
Even if it comes negatively, you have to take it.
For sure.
And,
that's how you learn. That's how you evolve.
If they see something, then there's something to work on. So I don't really mind the criticism. And the worst thing to happen in fighting career, especially in the UFC, is the worst thing that can happen to you is you win and nobody talks about it. Nobody gives a shit. Losing is not a big deal. If you lose and everyone comes out and says, "Oh, he sucks," I'd rather make a remark than me win and then make no remark. You know what I mean? So the worst thing that can happen to you is be the guy who nobody pays attention to. So pressure, criticism, I love it, because it just means that people are taking the time to give their opinion, and that's good. That's what I need.
Between you and your brother, right now, if you step into a ring, of course it's never gonna be a real fight,
nah, man,
but you know what I mean?
He's my trainer, and we train, and
when they say the student will never be better, there's this saying.
There's a time to surpass him.
There is always a time to surprise. Hey, listen, you know what?
I see.
I've never interviewed Firas. You think one day we could bring him?
Try to hook it up. I told him about you actually already.
Yeah?
We'll set it up.
That would be so amazing, man, to get Firas, because when you think of UFC and you think of coaches, first name that comes to mind is Firas, because of the way, because that smile. You would never think that this gentleman could give you the tools to kill someone. Actually, kill someone if the need be,
awesome. Yeah, and sure. I want to do what he did for TriStar, but in the cage. The way everyone thinks about him as the best coach. I want to be known as the best fighter. So we have the best coach, the best fighter at a TriStar.
And they happen to be brothers.
Yeah.
Mother, father at this point.
It'd be a good duo, man. You know what I mean?
For sure, man.
It'd be like Jordan and his coach.
That's crazy, man.
That'd be sick.
That's remarkable. But I want to know, before we go, we're in the car. Yeah. I'm sure you get in the car a lot. Is there any songs that you like to listen to when you're in a car?
Oh man, I listen to all kinds of music.
Anything that you sing to yourself, carpool karaoke style?
No, I don't sing much, man. I'm horrible with lyrics. I get punched in the head, man. I have no lyric memorization capabilities whatsoever.
It's a 3-minute to 3-minute rounds, huh? That's all.
Man, I try to sing some of the words. I like the Weeknd, Drake, Tupac, Biggie. I listen to all the time, but I can never memorize lyrics, man. Just something with flow. Like, I can't dance, I can't sing.
There's this word in competitive sports: undefeated. How important is this for you?
Doesn't matter.
Really?
Yeah, doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
Undefeated doesn't mean anything. I have more respect for guys like let's say like Bisping,
okay,
or Robbie Lawler, who were in the UFC, lose. Robbie Lawler gets kicked out of the UFC, wins a belt in Strikeforce, or all these different shows, comes back to the UFC, 30-something, wins the UFC title, defends it a few times, because it just goes to show that it doesn't really matter what the media says or the people say. As long as you're in the gym and you're grinding and you're training and you have self-belief, you'll make your own story. And his story is great, man. It's fantastic. He has one of the best fights of all time against Rory.
Yeah.
Michael Bisping has 7 losses, but he has the most wins in UFC history. He has 19 wins in the cage. He's world champion. Even his sons don't think he's going to win fights. He wins fights. You know what I mean? How can you not have respect for those guys? It's nice to have an undefeated record, but some guys, they fall in the trap. It's so important that it breaks them once they lose.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
man.
It's not supposed to break you.
It's not supposed to break you, man. It doesn't make sense that it could break you. How are you worse because you lost? You're not any better or any worse because you won or lost. Me winning a fight doesn't make me better, in the sense of I'm not better than I just was the day before.
Yeah.
I'm as good as I was the day before. And whether I lose or I win, it doesn't make me better or worse.
Yeah.
My skill set is my skill set.
It's
My physical ability is my
It's
physical
Monday.
ability.
What are you gonna do
What do you
Monday
do
morning?
to improve and then work, keep work
Exactly.
from there. Win or lose. Some guys they win, they have the worst performances, and some guys they were losing the whole fight and they win last second with a knockout punch or a submission. They weren't necessarily better than the guy,
Yeah.
but they won. You know, sometimes there's
Yeah.
a difference between winning a fight.
Yeah,
and
you
being
know,
better
the
than
lucky
someone.
punch,
Yeah,
the
it
this.
happens, you know.
Sometimes you make a mistake, the guy capitalizes,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then
So-
you tell yourself, okay, if I don't make that mistake, this guy doesn't have that capability.
Yeah, George always
And
says it's not the best fighter who wins; it's who fights the best fight night. That guy's gonna win.
Did George tell you anything before your first UFC fight?
Yeah, George. He told me I don't have to force myself to try to fight up. Like I don't get lost in your head. Like I have to do better in the fight. I have to do better than in training. He told me just go in there and fight your fight. You'll win. You know, he's like just be yourself. You'll win. And after the fight, thing is George before the fight, he always he talks good about.
And you know
my
what's the
skill
beauty,
set.
guys?
Yeah.
We could have this for hours and hours, baby. Go ahead.
He
Bruce.
always tells me, like I'm gonna be good. He tells people when they ask him, I'm the next guy, I'm the next guy, next guy. But he always tells me, he's like, but you need experience, you need to fight, you need to get someone who, when you hit them, doesn't stay down. You need to
Of course.
take a punch or whatever. So then I finished my fight and I came back and I saw him in the gym. I'm like, Georgie, you see me eat some fucking punches? He started laughing. He's like, ah, and he's like, you pushed hard till the end of the fight. Every second you tried to finish the fight. I'm like, yeah, that's what I tried to do. So he was happy and I was happy. You know, he wanted to see what I was made of, and I want to see what I was made of, and everyone wants. Like,
Well,
that's
for
what people
sure,
want to
man.
see,
Look,
right?
I told you the first day I met you through a mutual friend. You came to the studio the first time. Since then, it's been Crystal Waters.
Yeah.
And if the martial arts had a kid, I swear to God, bro, it would be you. The way you breathe it, the way you talk about it, the way you perform, the way you train.
Thanks, man.
You fucking live at the gym, man.
I live in- that's my house right
You know
here.
what I mean? That's
That's my house,
ridiculous, man.
So, and then one other thing is like, everyone before the fight, they told me, don't win the fight in 30 seconds. Don't win it in 15 seconds. Don't win it in 1 minute. Fight 15 minutes. Do 3 rounds. Then the fight was close and I got hit and I was bleeding and I hurt the guy and it was back and forth. Now everyone's telling me, please, next time, just finish the guy. Just finish the guy in 15 seconds, please.
Because of the roller coaster of emotions, you know what I mean?
My friend Odie, his wife, she's pregnant. You know, she's
Oh
watching
my
the
God.
fight. He texts me after, he's like, my wife almost gave birth. My Silva's cousin, she was pregnant. He's like, I almost gave birth that same night. It's hard when you see your friends or someone close
Are
to
you
take
serious?
some
No
punches,
kidding,
you know?
man.
And then I got blinded in my right eye in round 3. And I couldn't see, and then by the end of round 3, I was having a hard time telling the distance between me and him. So then he started landing strikes, but I ended up finishing strong. But people weren't used to see me get hit, you know. But now they don't want to ever see me get hit. They want to know.
man.
Everyone wants to know if I could get hit, if I was like a paper champ or whatever. Or
Yeah,
this and
yeah.
that.
If you had the chin.
If I had the chin, or if I had the guts, or to keep fighting, or like if I hurt somebody to be able to keep going if he comes back. And I kind of, I didn't prove it against, he's not the #1 guy in the UFC, but he won the Ultimate Fighter, 20 fights, a lot of experience, and I did it, So
Right now,
we're gonna
all
fight
you
the
can
next
do
guy.
is what they put in front of you.
Yeah, exactly,
You can't do more.
Yeah.
Once they give you the other opportunity, I'm sure you're gonna take it and run with it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how we end every show? I want to know from here till 2 years, where is Ayman Zahabi? Is there a belt around the waist somehow?
2 years.
Or is it still
2 years?
a little
2 years. I'm in
soon?
the top 5, top 10.
That's
top
it,
10,
baby.
for sure.
Keep the grind?
Yeah, 2 years is gonna be quick.
And as long as you give us the opportunity to steal
Anytime
20
you
minutes
want, man.
here and there,
Yeah.
we would love to know the journey. We see it. Social media, of course, helps us track our favorite athletes, our friends, our family, and whatnot. But this personal one-on-one, I'm sure a lot of listeners at home
Oh, man, I
enjoy
love
it.
it. I
And
think
of
it's
course,
great.
personally, I don't know if you realize, my
Yeah.
smile doesn't fucking come off.
You're
bro.
the man, baby.
Yalla,
Anytime.
brother. Thank you
bro.
very
Thank you
much.
so much.
If there's anything, say hello to Silva.
Yeah, for
Congratulations on the big news.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this is it. Sky's the limit, bro.
Thanks, brother. Have a
Beautiful
good luck on your
wife.
show, man, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you very
All
much,
right?
bro.
Say hi to
Thank
the
you.
wife and the baby.
And remind Firas. I want to.
Yeah, let me know.
Perfect. Thank
Let
you
me
very
know
much.
what dates you want, and let me ask him when he's free, and then we'll go from
For
there.
sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right, bro.
Guys,
Have a good one.
Ayman Zahabi, man.
Yes, yes, yes. I love it, baby. #2 in the books. This is something different. We're outside of our comfort zone. No studio, no sitting back, lounging. Man, I gotta be driving the car. And I swear to God, I don't know if we have insurance or not. So every time I'm behind the wheel, I just praise to God, Allah, whoever you want to call. And but the comments below, we gotta hear from you. Tell us you like it, you don't like it, go piss off, this, that, whatever you want to say. But let us know the love. If there is some, there is no. And the subscription to the channel on YouTube, very important. I just got, again, northwest corner gave me a look. I know what that look is. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. The Coast to Coast of the Week is brought to you by twostreamlive.com. The newest partnership since we moved to Toronto, and since then we have never had any technical difficulties. www.twostreamlive.com. And tell me you see my homeboy Naregoski the barber. No, wait a minute. Naregoski, award-winning barber, pulling off the mad version of the Coast to Coast. Why mad? Because look at that t-shirt he's wearing. Red, blue, orange, 1.5 million. Never again. My homeboy went to Ottawa, represent his nation, proud that he was repping our Coast to Coast apparel, and to top it all off, a beautiful version of the C2C. Never hurt nobody. If you have any in your camera roll, make sure you submit it, because periodically we'd like to share that with the audience just like yourself. It's very important for us, our sponsorship packages. Our sponsorship team has grown tremendously over the 5+ years that we've been doing this Coast to Coast action. Hashtag think sponsorship. When a business hears the word sponsorship, they want to hide, duck any rock they could crawl under, because back then it was a very scary word. Trust us. Trust the sales department. You are allowed to slip inside of our DM, direct message. We give you the permission. Ask questions. We'll send you a little, how do you call that? Jessica, I'm talking to you.
Oh.
You know when you send somebody, a quote. Yeah, I think it's called a quote. Huh? I found it as soon as you looked at me. Look, you're glowing today, Jessica. I'll be honest. What's going on? You have a date or something after that? That's why you're trying to get me to hurry up. You see, same old Jessica. We never know what's going on after 9:35, 9:40 Thursday evening, right here, the beautiful city of Toronto. And now that we're on the subject of Toronto, we also have a green room here in this studio. And right now in the green room, we have two gentlemen that told us not to use their names. Now, for what reason, I can't tell you. They told me, but one of them, very big, he looks like a rugby player. I didn't want to get excuse me, why? Give me your name. Can I see social insurance? Fuck that, bro. Please come in, sit down. If you need anything, let us know. The drinks are there. Unfortunately, there's a kid in the room next door. Let's just try to keep it a little bit on the down low. One love to MJ and Shylock for giving love from day one. Love you guys, man. Jessica, there's one more thing I gotta mention to the audience, and it's dear to my heart. Since we started without guests, what I do is pretty idiotic. I ask questions for a living, and I need guests to answer those questions. I've had the opportunity to sit down with boxers, champions, CEOs, yoga instructors, musicians, and I enjoy every story. If you're sitting at home, you have a friend, you have someone on the uprise, he has a great story, I'd love to know about it. Give us a email, theunclemikeshow@gmail.com. Would love to know who you think we should bring back when we're driving in the city. Doesn't matter where it is. That's the beauty of it, guys. We're on wheels. Tom's mobile, baby. Mike on wheels, baby. Jessica in the northwest corner, baby. And now it's time to point your fingers from coast to coast. Uncle Hood is
10,